If you're smart enough to know that a budget can help, but wise enough to know that you're probably not going to stick to one, join me as I reveal how we can improve our finances without budgeting. My name is Lucas, and welcome. Now, as a business owner and creative, I've always struggled to stick to a budget. They're boring, tedious, and they just don't work well for unpredictable income. So today, we're going to look at a way to create a simple plan for our money that has all of the benefits of a budget without any of the complexity. We'll do this in 3 steps. First, we'll get organized. Then we'll identify our financial priorities. And lastly, we'll create a simple plan to waste less, capture more, and improve our spending. Most of us have accumulated all kinds of financial clutter, which makes it so much more challenging to keep track of our finances. For example, I used to have 9 credit and debit cards, 3 different banks, 6 different bank accounts. I'd receive money through Venmo, PayPal, cash, check, and I'd pay bills on 12 different days of the month. It was exhausting to try to keep track of this. When we're drowning in passwords, logins, and different accounts, we're making our finances so much more complex than they need to be. And when we pay for things with credit cards, debit cards, PayPal, and Venmo, it's really easy to lose track of our spending. So let's simplify. I'd like you to make a list of all of your credit and debit cards, all of your different banks and bank accounts, all of your different forms of payment, and all of the different days that you currently pay bills on. And then ask yourself one simple question. What can I close or consolidate to make my life easier? I recommend starting with the low-hanging fruit. So if you haven't used it in the last 6 months, or you forgot that you even had it, close it out. And if you're unsure, start with one financial product at a time, close it out, see how you feel, and then keep going. Remember, the goal is to simplify your day-to-day experience with your finances. And if you'd like to go deeper into this process, check out this video. You see, most of us neglect our financial responsibilities. We rarely make savings a priority. And if you're anything like me, you probably put off paying taxes and debt for as long as possible, but ignoring those can get very expensive. So, what areas have you been ignoring? Your savings, your business, taxes, debts, maybe a travel fund. List everything out that comes to mind. So the goal here is to get very clear on what your financial priorities are or what you would like them to be. Once you've identified them, it'll be a lot easier to create a simple plan for your money. And that brings us to the 3rd and final step. Now, let's create a simple plan to waste less money, capture more of it, and improve our spending. Imagine for a moment that you just received a large check from a client. Let's say $10,000. Now, if you're anything like me, I tend to get pretty darn excited when that kind of money comes in and I start spending. So dinner and drinks on me, a new pair of shoes, maybe tires and brakes for the car, put a little towards the credit card. But after a little period of time, that money starts to dwindle fairly quickly. This is what I call the feast or famine cycle. The money comes in and we feast, but we're not really thinking too far ahead. And eventually we're right back into famine, sometimes even borrowing on credit just to get by. So how do we fix it? With a little self-awareness. Now, what I mean by that is if the money is in your account, you're probably going to spend it, and you know that. You've proven it to yourself many times over, as have I. So let's use that knowledge to our advantage. All you have to do is move the money before you can waste it. Get it out of your hands before you can spend. The money comes in, you split it up, and you send it to your responsibilities first. Now, you have less money to waste, and every area of your life has the money that it needs. For example, when I receive a check for $10,000, I immediately send $2,500 to my savings, $25,000 to my business, $25,000 to my living expenses, and $2,500 to my taxes. Now, instead of pretending like I have $10,000 to spend, I only have $2,500 to cover my living expenses. And because that's a lot less money, I become a lot more intentional with my spending. Think about that for a second. If you only had $2,500 to cover your living expenses instead of $10,000, would you waste it? Or would you make sure that your needs were met? And imagine at the same time reducing your debt by $2,500 and growing your savings by $2,500. It feels pretty good. When we spend first and have no plan for our money, we have to deal with the repercussions later. So there we are with a bunch of reports trying to figure out where it all went, but we're just reacting to the situation, not actually solving the problem. But when we take care of our priorities first, we always have what we need and there's less money to waste. We are literally shifting the frequency from reacting to creating our circumstances. And that's a powerful place to be. Now let's recap the lesson and get you on your way. Step number 1, clear the financial clutter and simplify your day-to-day finances. Step 2, identify the main areas of your life that require money. And step number 3, create a simple plan for your money that ensures that your responsibilities get paid first. If you receive value from today's topic, I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to leave a comment and I'll see you in the next one.